Hi and welcome to the Unite Jones channel with me, Chris, where we talk all things fitness, physio, coaching and well-being. It's episode 3 this week. I often spend a lot of time talking to people about misconceptions about exercise, fitness, about how they're training, and just generally dispelling myths. So I thought this week I'd put the most common ones that I've come across into a video for you guys, so hope you enjoy.
Fitness myths. Number 1, strength training makes women bulky. Lies! No, Jane, that's not how it works. Just because you touch your weight doesn't mean that you're going to turn out like Arnie with a pair of tits. Testosterone is the muscle building hormone which is reduced in women naturally. So genetically it's not possible for you to do that. Also, the hours and hours and hours of training that it takes for women that look stacked to look that way isn't going to happen overnight, because as I said, it takes hours, absolutely hours. Also, steroids help. If you stop training, it turns to fat. That's like me wanting to look like David Beckham. It's fucking impossible. Fat is fat and muscle is muscle. So physically, it's just not going to happen. If you stop training, then the muscle reduces, and if you overeat, then you'll store more fat. Because fat is fat and muscle is muscle. If you do too much weight, then you become inflexible and can't wipe your own ass. Just because you weight train or resistance train doesn't mean that you'll be muscle bound. You need to train through a full range of motion, and that you don't neglect certain muscles. And stretch! Especially if you're a cyclist or a footballer, and you're doing specific muscle dominant exercises. So cyclists tend to get like tight hip flexors, and footballers tend to get like tight adductors, quads. Number 4, you can spot target fat loss. No, just no. Fat loss just doesn't work that way. That would be like trying to get in the bath and saying, oh, I just want to take a little bit out of here in the corner where my toes are. Can't do it, can you? Fat loss is mainly about what you're putting into your body, how much you're putting into it, maintaining a calorie deficit, and making sure that you move more. It's also about your body shape as well, so where you're storing the fat. So if you're trying to lose a little bit around your belly, and that's where you store your fat, you need to lose it all over, not just at your belly. And if you just want to lose it at your belly, have surgery. Although I don't want you to have surgery. I'd prefer that you have a healthy diet, move more, and see me. Number 5, strength training harms joints. Really? Resistance training improves bone health, tendon health, ligament health, the strength of the muscles. And it's also, if you do it under a controlled movement, it reduces the injury risk to joints and to muscles. Now, there's going to be some people out there that say about knee osteoarthritis or the squat depth. If you're loading under controlled loading and you're doing it gradually, progressively, then you shouldn't. When you have too much too soon, that's when you'll get an injury. There are caveats within that. So certain long-term conditions will reduce the range of movement that you can get, and it's within you to understand what your limits are and make sure they're verbalised to any of the personal trainers or any of the physios that you're working with. But in general, strength training won't harm your OA. It should make it better or more manageable. Number 6, strength training should take hours of your day. 150 minutes of vigorous to moderate exercise over the course of a week. That's 30 minutes over 5 days. I think this one was just made up by somebody that doesn't want to be at home, or they just love being at the gym too much. Train smart, not hard. So if you strength train before you do your aerobic activity, that will use carbs first for your weights. So it's a limited supply of carbs, which is best for short, intense workouts. And then you do your aerobic afterwards. Your aerobic exercise will then start to use fat as energy rather than the carbs. Crunchies get you a 6-pack. Every teenage boy's favourite exercise. Second favourite. Actually, the fat over the abdomen was just reduced the view of the 6-pack. So if your body fat percentage is too high, you can do all the crunches in the world and you still won't see them. And in my opinion, they're shit. You're probably best doing a functional movement, such as a plank or a Spider-Man, a side bend, a side plank, or a hanging leg raise. Anything else. Number 8, you can eat what you like when you train. No. You just can't train a shit diet. It's all about a calorie deficit and calories in versus calorie out. So exercise supplements weight loss, but if you're eating lots of calories, and which is high fat, high sugars, then you just won't lose it at all. This one drives me mad. Old people can't lift weights. The amount of times that I see old people and they say, I can't do that, I'm too old. Well, Doris, you're not. You can build muscle right into your 90s, and actually it keeps you more independent. You're never too old. And finally, sweating a lot means a lot of fat loss. It's a myth. Sweating is just the body's way of regulating body temperature. If this really was a thing, hot countries would have a lot of skinny people. There's a lot of fat Americans. That place is hot in places. So when you exercise, you get hot due to the energy that you're expending, which generates internal heat. And then our bodies try and cool us down. So we sweat. A calorie deficit is the only measurable way of reducing fat. So yeah, they're my top 10 myths on exercise. Find myself explaining them a lot. Any other questions, whack them in the comments. We're on YouTube. Obviously, you should be watching us on there. Phone number for appointments, for personal training, for coaching, for live coaching is 077632 07714. That's 077632 07714. The website is unitejones.co.uk, and you can email us at unite.therapy.jones@gmail.com. Hope you've enjoyed this episode of Unite Jones. Join us next week for some more tips on exercise, fitness, physio. If you've got anything that's on your mind that you want to find out a little bit more about, drop us a comment, give us an email, let me know what you want to find out about, and I'll try and drop that in. I'm working on a couple of other things as well. So there's a mountain bike fitness plan, three plans, beginners, intermediate and advanced. That should be dropping soon, and hope you've enjoyed it. Bye. Oh, let me know what your fitness myths are as well.